Unemployment numbers out tomorrow, Ed. The jobless rate expected to increase slightly to 3.6%.
Yeah, it's been at 3. It fell to 3.5% last month, which was a bit of a surprise to a lot of economists. The unemployment rate is basically at the lowest level since 1974, almost 50-year lows, and it is expected to rise. So tomorrow we're going to get the numbers for the most recent month, and we're expecting about 15,000 jobs are going to be created. But that's not enough to keep the unemployment rate flat at 3.5% because of the high level of migration in our economy. You actually need quite a few jobs to be created each month just to keep the unemployment rate flat. So we've got migration coming in, and we've also got a bit of an economic slowdown at hand. So we're going to see the unemployment rate slowly rise throughout the rest of this year. Probably, the RBA thinks it's going to get to 4.5% eventually, but economists think it's probably going to be a bit lower than that. Probably around the 4.2% is where it'll finally end up.
Okay, we remember Chinese property developer Evergrande collapsed a couple of years ago now, Ed, but now another company also about to go under, Country Garden.
Yeah, look, this is a company that I hadn't heard of it until earlier this week, but it is a massive property developer in China, similar to Evergrande. They build huge apartment complexes, and on Monday, very much like Evergrande, they missed a bond payment to repay their bonds that they owe. They owe almost 300 billion Australian dollars in debt, according to reports that I've read this morning. And they now have a 30-day grace window to pay that money. And if they don't, they miss that payment, which is exactly what Evergrande did. The company's basically in serious financial trouble. And just like Evergrande, they've got all of these debts, bonds that come up on a periodic basis over the next few months. So this is going to be one to definitely watch, because Evergrande obviously really affected the Chinese property sector and the Chinese markets, and and the Asian stock market as well. And it had a bit of an impact on Australia too, with the iron ore prices and things like that for development that Evergrande weren't building as much as they were before. So Country Garden, it's one to watch. It's in serious trouble, and we're going to see probably over the next couple of weeks big developments here out of China.